Hello, welcome to another live English lesson with a real student. Are you a real student, Helen?
I'm not an hologram.
You're not a what? A hologram.
Oh,
You're not a hologram. Yeah. Okay. It's good to know. Good to know. And welcome everyone who is watching. Helen is my actual student. She's I actually teach her, but
he
obviously
is.
he is. Yeah. Thanks for confirming that. So I'm not making this up. But today she is doing this YouTube lesson, which is not how we normally do our lessons, is it, Helen?
Uh, we still do it in a quite similar way. It's conversation based. Sometimes I prepare something before the lesson, sometimes not, and you're correcting me along the way.
I'm correcting you along the way, but it's not on YouTube. I'm not putting it on YouTube.
No.
No. So what I want to say is that this is a unique opportunity for our viewers to see what may be going on behind the closed doors, so to speak. Sounded weird, I know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it sounded a little bit. Yeah, maybe
Like
one could have read between the lines something that that you didn't want to,
maybe,
a
maybe
message you didn't want to convey in the
right.
first place.
It was a joke, but I could also say, I guess, behind the scenes as well. That would be another option. Hi, Volt.
Would be
Good to
more
have you here.
neutral.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hi, Volt.
Volt.
Thanks for watching as always. And you guys feel free to say hi in the comments. Say who you are, where you come from. Yeah, we would like to see your comments because we can always put them up on screen like this and talk to each other. Okay, so what are we going to do today, Helen? First of all, let me just remind everyone about this concept. So, how does it actually work? Well, I'm teaching Helen. She's my student today. Each week, it's someone else. Last week didn't happen because I was too busy. I couldn't make it, unfortunately. But pretty much every single week, we've got one student. It's one of the members of the Achievers Chamber. Now, you might be wondering, Zdenek, what is the Achievers
What's
Chamber?
this?
What's this? What are you talking about? What are you on about, Zdenek? Well, it's this.
Hello, my name is Max and I like the Achievers Chamber because it's the only place where you can host your own event for other members.
For more information about the Achievers Chamber, go to teachersdenek.com.
And I'd like to add that yeah, it's a great community. The events are cool, and that's a great way um, to practice, to speak English regularly, and there are cool people.
Like you.
Uh, Obviously, not me.
Oh, you were there, right? So you are one of those cool people there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, people would have to bear with me.
Nah, you're fine. You're fine. You're one of the good ones. I mean, everybody is a good one. Yeah, and the person
Yeah, it's the yeah
I just
that's great. A great community and a great mood, and yeah.
yeah. I just wanted to say that the person that was talking in this ad was Max. Yeah. And he said that it's the only place where you can make your own event, have your own event. And that's true. If you want to take it further, if you don't want to be just a regular member and you have a good idea, which I approve of, you can have your own event. And Max is one of those people. He has got an event about idioms. And you also have your event there, right? Would you like to tell us what it is and maybe invite people to join it?
Uh, an event is just something we do at regular times. Sometimes, yeah, in this group, there's always a topic or a reason for us to join. As
Oh,
you said, Max.
your event. I was asking you about your event because you have got your
Yeah,
own
yeah,
event.
I'm coming to that. Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, 5 hours later, yeah.
Yeah, I like to be straightforward, you know. It's about training, doing together a grammar test and learning from it, and trying to discuss what we think, the possibilities, and
The options.
uh,
Basically, it's not how we do most of our events, but I always thought it would be a good idea to have at least one event based on grammar, and Helen decided to take it. So you are the one doing the grammar thing.
I'm definitely not the specialist about
That's okay.
to answer
You're
all
going through
questions, but
you're going through grammar tests with people. That's fine. You have the answer, so you can all discuss it. You know, give your own
that's the
opinions.
idea.
And then there are
And
obviously sort of events with me as well, and there are
mhm.
some events with Claire as well. We have got another teacher there, not just me. By the way, if you didn't know, I'm a qualified English teacher, but we've got another teacher there now, Claire from England. So she has got two events. So it is a great place where you can do a lot of stuff every single week.
And you forgot one teacher.
Oh, did I? Oh, Irena. Yeah, because she's got a new event, right? It's quite recent. And she might even be watching us. Oh my God. She's not going to forgive me. Yeah, we've got teacher Irena there as well. Yeah. Who has her brand new event about traveling. So if you're into traveling, she is the person to go to. Right. So without further ado, let's dive into this lesson, Helen. And today I prepared something special for us. And because I don't want to be sued, I don't know. I don't want to infringe any copyright. Basically, the lesson is based on this. It's an article which I found online, and I'm giving everybody the option to find it. So you guys definitely check it out, read it. What I did is I only took the headlines from this article. So I think it's reasonable because I'm also promoting this article. So the person with this article is going to get more views now as well, right? So
Um, I think you shouldn't worry too much about it, Zdenek. I've read the article, and the subject of reading and the benefits of it is something I'm interested in, and the arguments that are said in this article are well known. It's no.
but still,
I've
Helen,
heard
somebody,
about them in various videos on YouTube
Helen,
before
listen
from
to me.
different sources.
Listen to me, Helen. But still, somebody took their time to write it, made effort to write it. So I think it's
Of
only
course.
fair to mention it, to give reference, and to give credit to this person because I didn't come up with this. I'm only going to borrow the headlines, and we will discuss them. Well, because I want to know your opinion. We will base this lesson around it. Hopefully, some people in the chat will also get involved and
Yeah,
tell us
fair
their
enough.
give us their takes. Right. So um, I have that article in front of me, and I'm going to be just basically reading out the headline. So it's about 10 reasons why we should read books. And the first reason there is this. Hang on. This didn't really time it well, did I? Okay, this is the first reason. You gain valuable knowledge. How do you understand this, Helen? And is this true? How do you evaluate it?
Well, I guess that's why we have libraries in all in universities, in schools, and
Yeah.
basically everywhere. Because yeah, you can learn basically anything from books.
Okay, but
Uh,
hang on. We are in the 21st century. Isn't it a bit old fashioned? Isn't it easier to just Google everything?
well, at some point, you still will have to read something. even if you Google it.
Mm.
A book might be something that with more in-depth knowledge, with more. You can learn it with more details, dive into it,
Yeah.
take your time,
Yeah.
and
There are still people
trying
who
to
prefer.
build your knowledge and not being completely lost when you don't have access to the internet,
Mm.
and relies on your own knowledge and not only Wikipedia's.
Not realize, but
I said rely
rely.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Sorry.
No problem. No problem. I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm a teacher after all. Okay. So yeah, that's a reasonable answer. What do you guys think? But there is an argument. Well, these days it might be faster to Google things, but I agree. Perhaps it's more reliable. Those sources are more reliable from
Mm.
reputable authors, people who know their onions, people who have studied this for years. You know, they're academics often. So yeah,
And there's valuable knowledge on the internet.
like this
If you
video.
take, maybe surely you have to be more careful and select your sources carefully. You have to be careful and
Yep. All right. So this is the second reason, apparently. Exercise your brain. We know you can exercise your muscles, but apparently you can do the same with your brain. You read books.
yeah, and from what I know, from what I've learned from videos on the internet, from I hope reliable sources, and from what I understood,
Yeah.
is that there are way more places in our brain that are involved in reading than in speaking. Speak, and
You mean
the more you, yeah.
you mean what you mean by that is that uh, speaking is not done by as many, let's say, organs in our body or cells, brain cells, as the reading. Is that what you're saying?
to to put it simply, yeah, more brain cells,
Work.
and the more
That's
maybe
interesting.
maybe not exactly more brain cells, but more different kinds of brain cells,
Got it.
because as you know, the
Parts
different
of the brain and so
cells
on. Yeah.
are, yeah, are
Yeah. Okay.
specialized in some to see, to hear, to some related to language, some related to logic, to
Mm.
put it very simply.
Okay. Well, it's simple enough for me. Well, you have to put it really simply for me, Helen. You know, because I don't read books so much. I do read. Okay, I do occasionally read books, but on Amazon Kindle, but not as often as I should probably. I prefer listening to podcasts and watching videos myself. So, but I think whatever way of getting information you use, whatever way of exercising your brain you use, as long as you exercise it, I don't think there is an issue. Okay, so this is reason number 3 from this article, and apparently you can improve your focus.
Oh, well, I'm not sure what I have to say about this one, because sometimes I read, and for some periods I don't read.
Mm.
I don't think that my focus
Be really careful, or you're gonna
focus
end up seeing something different.
you
Focus,
traumatized me.
focus.
Focus.
Yeah, it's definitely much better than when I first met you. You used to say something completely different, and it was a bit rude as well.
that we won't mention here.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We are past that. So focus, yeah. I don't think I don't know what to say about this. For me, it's a vicious circle because I can't focus on reading books. So that's why I can't improve my focus by reading books because I can't focus on it. So for me, it's like a a vicious circle.
It sounds like catch-22. In order to gain focus, you have to read, but because you don't have enough uh, focus, you cannot improve.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It sounds like catch 22. That's a good phrase. We're gonna explain it later if some of you don't know what it means. Um, yeah, I agree. So what else do we have here, Helen? This was reason number 4. Improve your memory. Improve your memory. So how is this different from exercise your brain, by the way? How is it different? Isn't it the same thing?
Exercise your brain. It's something that can be understood in many ways, and brain is not a muscle.
Oh, it's
Obviously,
not.
it isn't. It's
Oh,
not.
good. I thought it was. No, I didn't.
You won't
Heart,
exercise the brain if you go to the gym.
heart is a muscle,
That
though,
won't
right?
work.
The heart is a muscle.
Yeah, it is, but not the brain. Uh, it, when you read a novel or a book, a technical book, you have a lot of information
Mm.
to keep in mind, to keep a lot of what's the word?
Keep track of.
Keep track of. But when you read a novel and a lot of plots to keep track
Follow. Yeah,
of.
follow. Mm. Yeah, that's right. So basically, whether you want it or not, inevitably, you will end up having to remember where you left off, right? When you're trying to um, read again and again, the story, whatever the story is helping you remember that. So I think it makes sense. You do um, exercise your memory in that way. You jog your
And yeah,
memory.
definitely, people who complain who complain having a bad memory would definitely take advantage of reading books.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely not the only way to improve your memory, but it's definitely a valid way. That's for sure. Yeah. All right then. So
Mhm.
then there is reason number 5. Enjoy entertainment. That's the reason. Enjoy entertainment. What do you think about that?
Obviously, this is mostly about non-fiction, about fiction books,
Yeah.
and yeah, it takes way more time to read a book than to watch a movie that can be taken from made from this book. Um, and yeah, reading is fun, and to see the things from different point of views, to explore places, um, different things that are happening to people.
Mhm.
And when you're really into a book, into a novel, you're really traveling. I'm somewhere
Yeah.
else. I'm here in the reality, and in some kind of parallel universe that I'm living in
Yeah.
um, uh, at
That's
the
why a
same
lot of
time.
people. Sorry, I'll let you finish. Go on.
No, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think a lot of people use books as a way of escaping their reality, right? Because maybe their life is hard, things are not going according to plan, there are a lot of tough things happening in their life, but whenever they open a book, they plunge themselves into another world, right? And then they're living in that world. It's the same when I play, let's say, PC games sometimes. It's the same thing with me.
Oh, escaping reality is not the main reason why people read books.
But it could
And
be.
unfortunately, it's not even the people's preferred means of escaping reality, and life would be easier if more people would. It's not a good idea, basically, to escape reality.
Is it not?
Uh, well,
Is
because at
is it
some point,
isn't it
reality which catch up with you.
but isn't it better to just doesn't it make you sane sometimes? Because if the reality is so painful that you could go insane, right? So does isn't that a way to you think you're living in a lie instead?
That's an intricate question. And I think the definition is as long as it's not something that is detrimental to you in the long run, it's perfectly okay to escape reality for some time.
Yeah.
And when we use other means like drinkings or using drugs to escape reality, it
Speak for
it
yourself,
helps
Alan.
on the short run, but on the long run,
Yourself.
it's
I don't take drugs. Speak for yourself.
it's another net of fish. Is that the idiom? Kettle
Kettle.
of fish. It's another kettle of
Different kettle.
fish.
Idiom is it's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, I
It's a
wasn't
different.
sure.
Yeah. Right. I'll write it down. What did you say originally? I'll write it as a mistake and then we will look at it later. It's another
Net of fish. What have I said? It's
something like that. Yeah. It doesn't matter. We'll look at it later. Yeah. In the feedback. So let's carry on. This is reason number 6, and let's speed it up a bit. Yeah. Oh, Bolt came up with another one himself. It's also a time killer. It kills time. Absolutely. But when you say a time killer, is that a positive thing? Because often people, when they say to kill time, it's you do something, anything, right? Whatever.
when you take the train and you have 1 hour in front of you.
Spare.
It can be the travel can be boring.
Absolutely.
Mm,
It can make the travel more interesting.
yeah,
That's yeah.
definitely.
Okay, I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Apparently, you can also improve your ability to empathize, Helen. To empathize.
Yeah, this is more for fiction books. When you follow different people experiencing what they are experiencing,
Yeah.
seeing the world from their point of view, and that's what empathy is about.
Empathy. Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Being able to see things from one other person perspective
Yeah.
and not only our own.
Because that puts things into perspective. Yeah. Because often it's easy to see things from your perspective, but sometimes it's tough for us to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. Some people are really terrible at this. Those people are called psychopaths.
and a total inability to empathize.
Empathize. Yeah. Hmm.
I think that's the definition of one of the definition of a psychopath.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. So to improve your communication skills as well. Apparently, you improve your communication skills. That's interesting.
It's all about input. You're seeing a lot of written sentences. You're feeding your brain with it, and at some point, when comes the time writing, you have a database in your brain ready to use, and you just have to adapt it to your own needs. It works similarly with listening.
Yep.
You hear people in movies, in podcasts speaking, and intuitively you remember some structures, and you're able to toss it in a conversation, hopefully.
Yep. Exactly. So reduce stress is another one. You reduce stress with that. Do you, Helen?
It depends what I'm reading.
Horror novel.
Uh, yeah, I've made the mistake reading a Stephen King book, or I only read something like 10 pages, and I wonder how I managed to read this much. And it wasn't calming at all.
Mhm. Uh,
Um,
what
But
kind
Stephen King is known for his horror books, but he has written other genres too. But horror is definitely not my preferred subject. And yeah, it's like anything you enjoy doing, it will relax you.
Okay then. And it will also improve your mental health.
Well, because that's because you're escaping reality because life is too hard on you,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
and you manage to keep some neurons functioning properly.
Hmm.
And of course, there's a lot of self-help books
Yeah. What do you think of those, Helen?
that you have to be very selective about what you're reading. Um,
What does it mean?
that's some books can be excellent, or it depends of your own point of view, and some of us may it's like any book basically convey advice that might be detrimental to you, or be incite you to be too hard on yourself in order to perform. There's a lot of books about how to perform, and sometimes it's performing at the expense of your own sanity.
Yeah.
Or there are books about how to be positive all the time and never experiencing of unpleasant emotions, and that is called toxic positivity. And unfortunately, there's some books that are encouraging people to feel always high and happy and to pump up themselves, and we might be missing one thing or two in the process.
So basically, yeah, it's ineffective and it actually can harm us. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, and the last one here on this list is that it makes us live longer. So, how is that possible?
Um, I'm not sure I remember the science behind, but I think it has to do with the fact that we exercise our brain cells. We are making more connections between neurons because after a certain age, we're not able to produce new neurons,
Yeah.
but we are able to. The brain is very much capable of creating new connections, and it helps prevent diseases like Alzheimer or all kind of degenerative degenerative diseases. So the more you make it work, the more that's why elderly people have memory training or when they do crosswords, you can do it even if you're not an elderly person, by the
Oh,
way.
all right.
But doing anything that involves some kind of thinking, reading, retrieving information helps your brain stay young.
Very nice. Very nice. Great tips, Helen. Thank you very much. And now is the time to take a look at the feedback section. So, as always, I'm going to share my screen with you and we will take a look at this. Okay, so first of all, how do you pronounce this word, Helen? Can you see it?
If you zoom in a bit,
I'm not sure I can. Is that better? That's gonna work.
Maybe you've misspelled it.
I don't think I have. I don't think I have.
Libraries.
Libraries. Library.
Libraries.
Why did you think I misspelled it? I don't think I did. Let me check.
Libraries.
No, it's fine. Libraries. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Libraries. Yeah? Libraries.
If ever one day I pronounce English properly, I won't be able to spell it properly anymore.
Okay. It's a library, basically. Yeah. Right. Next, this is the classic one for you, Helen. So, how should you pronounce this?
I don't pronounce it.
You give up. Okay. You need
Focus. Focus.
focus. Yeah. You need this.
Focus.
Oh, no, not this one. Sorry. Sorry. I made it too big and now I'm struggling to navigate. Happened to it. Yeah, here it is. Okay. I just want to give you the phonetic transcription here. So you have got this syllable that causes people trouble. Yeah, this one. Oh, yeah, you have the diphthong there. Diphthong. Focus. That's it. Focus. Yeah. So it's about this. This is the troublesome part for people. All right. How do you pronounce this word? And be careful about the stress.
Exercise.
So is it on the first syllable then?
First syllable. Definitely.
Correct. Very good. Very good. I'm gonna do it like this. Actually, I'm gonna change my approach. Whenever there's something stressed, I'm gonna write it in capital letters. So you said it sounds like catch 22. So what is catch 22?
It comes from a book that is named this way.
Yeah.
I'm unable to say more about it, but
Yeah, I think it's a book about war, some about a soldier that goes to war and
probably
he wants to avoid it because he's insane and but because he's
yeah,
ins-
I remember a few
because
things
he's
about it.
and because he's insane, he's unable to to make the decision for himself, and that's why he has to go to war or something like that. So it's like a paradoxical situation. When we talk about a catch-22 situation, it's like some kind of a paradox, right?
Yeah, the most known example given about what is to describe what is a catch-22 is when you want your first job, you are asked for
Yeah,
to have some experience,
right.
but in order to gain this experience, you will have to give to be given your first chance.
Right, right. So you cannot get a job because you don't have experience. But how can you get experience if you don't have a job? If you don't get at least one job. So it is an impossible situation where you are prevented from doing one thing until you have done another thing that you cannot do until you have done the first thing. That's the definition of, in Cambridge Dictionary, by the way. I love it. Pretty cool. Okay, how do you pronounce this word, Helen?
Advantage, advantage,
Okay, that sounds good. I would say advantage, but advantage, I think
advan-
is. I think
advantage,
some people would pronounce it as advantage, but people in the south of England would say advantage for sure. Advantage.
advantage.
Hmm.
Take advantage of reading books.
That's right. Um,
Uh,
what's wrong with this? Different point of views.
difference? No, no, no. Uh, points, different
Yeah,
points of view.
points of view.
Points,
Wait, hang on. Different points
points
of
of
view.
view or points of views?
I would say points of view. Points of view.
Points of view, yeah.
Yeah, I would say points of view. So the problem is here. All right, it's not even people's preferred means of escaping reality. So I really like this word means. So could you tell us what it is? Could you tell us what the word means? Mean. Means actually. Yeah.
One of the means of explaining what the word means would be to give an example an
Synonym.
example
Give us
sentence.
give us a synonym, Helen. That would be the easiest.
Away,
Okay,
away.
that's it. You don't need to give an example. Means away, right? You need this s as well, which is weird. Even if it's a singular. It's a singular, but it has s at the end. Yeah.
It has an s with this meaning. And,
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
okay.
As long as it's not something that is detrimental to you in the long run, it's okay to escape reality. I really like this sentence, Helen. So first of all, I really like this high level word. Can you tell us a synonym for this again?
It's not doing you harm. It's not
So
harming you.
so this is an adjective, detrimental, and what's the adjective from that word harm?
Harming.
Harmful. Harmful.
Oh, harmful.
Yeah, harmful. How do you pronounce this word again? Where's the stress?
Harmful.
No,
Harmful.
no, the other
Oh, detrimental.
very
Detrimental.
stress is on men. So we're gonna write it in capitals. Detrimental. Detrimental. It helps on the short run. What's wrong with that?
Mm,
It's the preposition. It's not on, but
In
I think it's
in
in.
the short run.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. In the
All
long run,
right.
the short run. Yeah, so not on. Okay, I think
Okay.
that's like a phrase, right? So it means short term. Short term.
Mm.
Yeah. The opposite is long term in the long run. It's another net of fish. I don't know this version of this idiom, so if it exists, I'm sorry, but I know it as it's a different kettle of fish. I'll
And
find.
I've corrected myself before.
I know you have, but I just wonder. It's a different kettle of fish. I'm gonna write it down for everyone, and it means uh,
Very difficult situation. Someone put
Uh,
oneself in
it,
something very intricate and complicated,
no,
and that
it's not about something being difficult. It's
it's
something.
about troubles. It's about
No,
troubles.
no, it's not. It's something about being different, not difficult. Yeah,
About that.
different. If you say something is a different kettle of fish, you mean something is completely different from whatever you were talking about before. Yeah. So that's what it means. Yeah, I'm gonna write this down for. Okay. Doesn't look very good, does it? Um,
But doesn't kettle of fish mean hasn't anything to do
it's
with
an idiom.
troubles?
It's an idiom, Helen. It's you say something is a different kettle of fish. Yeah, and you look at the definition in the Cambridge Dictionary. A different kettle of fish. Give me 1 second. It to be completely different from something or someone else that has been talked about. For example, having knowledge is one thing, but being able to communicate it to the others is another kettle of fish. Yeah, another kettle of
Yeah,
fish.
but it implies that it's way more difficult.
Yeah, okay, but it doesn't always have to be. The idiom itself,
Okay.
here it is. Okay, here it's about difficulty as well. But I think it could also be used in the opposite meaning, right? You could say that something is difficult, and then you compare it to something else, and which is a different kettle of fish, and it's easier. I think the meaning is different. You see what I mean? But often it's used for
I
something.
see your point, but
But often it's used for something that is different because it's harder. You see what I mean?
yeah, but I'm pretty sure I've read something about difficulty, but
Okay.
let's leave it here for now.
I've just checked it in a dictionary, so you can see it for yourself later, Helen. Okay.
Sure,
Uh,
I will.
how do you pronounce this word?
Empathy,
Yes. How do you pronounce this verb?
empathize,
Yes. How do you pronounce the name of this?
empathize.
Good. How do you pronounce the name of this author? Steve.
Stephen
Steve.
King,
That's it. Steve.
Stephen King.
Yes. Let's deal with the pronunciation first. This verb,
Perform,
yeah, in the ing form.
performing,
Very good. Yeah. So the stress is on the second syllable. And what about the last two words?
wearable,
Able?
capable,
Should it be able or should it be able? What's correct?
uh, able, able.
Able, not able, but able. Yeah. A
Yeah,
like
yeah, of course.
and the last one?
Capable,
Capable.
capable.
That's it. Yeah. Able, capable. Yeah. That's that. And what about those two red sentences?
Sometimes, in one word.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
when it's no, when comes the oh jeez, when comes the time to write, or
Mhm. Yeah.
when comes the time to writing. Oh,
When
this
the
one is
time
correct.
when the time comes to write, I would say. When the time to write comes, that would be more natural to me. When the time comes, when the time to write comes.
When the time to write comes.
Mm.
Uh, I've said a data, or I wanted to say a database.
Database, data,
Database.
yeah, database. Yeah, it is uncountable. I think you have to say no, not definitely. Yeah, a database. You may have said
You
it
have data in your brain, or you have a database in your brain.
data,
They,
database.
a data. You have a database in your brain.
Yeah,
One
I
thing to
I
say,
think Americans say
yeah,
data though, data or something.
data,
Data.
data.
Yeah, I think Americans say that in that way, so this is not the only way to say. How about this one? Also, there's a lot of self-help books. Not a massive mistake, but it would
There's,
be a mistake in the IELTS exam.
there are.
This is a common mistake that natives make too. Okay, how about this?
Uh, it. I said, oh, it's
That's what
on.
that's what I heard. It could be my ear, something with my ears, right? I could have a problem.
It could be my pronunciation as well. It depends on your
Yeah,
own point of view.
yeah. Okay, Helen, that's it for today. I think we did a really good job keeping it nice and short. Short and sweet is the expression, like short and sweet. Short and sweet. And how are you feeling? All good?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. I hope, as always, that I haven't said too many silly things, but
Just a few.
you
But
cannot avoid
I
that with me.
just a few, but I definitely said more silly things than you, so it's gonna be fine.
All right.
Okay, everyone, I want to say thank you very much for watching. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more videos on this channel. Take care, Helen. Bye.
Bye bye, Zdenek. Bye bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.